So in this chapter we started looking at what is Tattva Gyan, which has been said, and how it being very difficult to attain that Tattva Gyan. How do we explain that, and how do we realize that? Okay, is what is being attempted by Bhagwan again, though it has been attempted in chapter 7 and chapter 9 as well, but it is being said that we'll try and understand that in this chapter as well. So the last chapter, in chapter 9, we had man mana, that keep your mind man only in me. Mad bhakt, only be devoted to me. Madhyaji, do puja only to me. And finally namaskaru, which is to say that only bow to me, or do pranam to me, or namaskar to me. Okay. Then Bhagwan starts to talk about how you will, how should you know me? And here he says that you, Arjun, you are very happy to hear me. Okay, you treat every word I speak as if it is nectar, and you seem to keep lapping it up with all the delight, all the happiness, as if you are getting nectar, ambrosia. Okay, अमृत पान जैसे मिल रहा हो. And therefore I am sharing it with you because you treat every word to be with such delight. And then he talks about that nobody knows how I am born, what is my ancient truth, what is my beginning. Not even the rishis, not even devtas, nobody knows. And that I'm going to share with you. And those who understand this, he goes on to say, and who understand my powers. So my ability to give birth and my ability to organize everything, run everything, manage everything, maintain this entire universe, the powers which I have, those who understand these aspects, they anyway get rid of all the sins which they would have committed knowingly or unknowingly. Okay. So I am that ancient reason, Adi Karan. I am uh, the Karan, the cause of the creation of this universe. However, I have no cause for myself to have been created by anything else. So I am unborn, ajanma, because there is no reason which can be attributed to my coming into existence. I have been eternal, nitya, and I am unchanging, immutable. I am constant. I am nirvikar, unchanging. I cannot die, eternal, unsurpassable. So I am that which needs to be understood as such, and therefore I have powers of creation. Okay, and he goes on to then look at and tell us that if you look at anything, whether you say the buddhi in me, the mind, the intellect, okay, or anything like shama, which is endurance, or sammoho or a sammoho, which is delusion or lack of delusion, knowledge, Sukh, Dukh, Satya, Dam, Sham, anything, ये सब जो है मुझ ईश्वर से ही होते हैं. I am the person who is the doer of all these things which you are seeing happening outside around you. And then he goes on to say, but those things which are even inside you, like ahimsa, non-violence, which is essentially saying that you don't even disturb anybody by what you do, distract anybody. Santa, equanimity, santosh, satisfaction. All these aspects, tap, dan, all these aspects which are there within you, they also being are taking place because of me. So now you have started to understand that everything is happening because he is making it happen. He is doing it. That's what he's talking about here. Then he goes on to say that even the first rishis which were there, Rigu, Vashishta, all these rishis, etc., were also given birth by me. They also have been totally dedicated to me. And they have then created the rest of the universe with the rest of the humanity, I would say. Through by them, the rest of the humanity, the world has been created by these rishis. So I think we went on to look at the shloka number 9, where we saw that he is now telling us that to recognize, to be with me, you have to machit. Your chit has to be in me, and you have mad, madgat pran, which is to say that मेरे लिए ही अपना जीवन अर्पण जिसने कर दिया है वो मदगत प्राण है. All the energies, all the pranas which are there pertaining to my senses, to my ability to do action, all those energies have all been dedicated. The prana has been dedicated to me. Okay. So then he says that a person who does this constantly and who does service to me priti purvak, prem purvak, okay, with love and affection, उसको मैं बुद्धि योग देता हूँ. This buddhi yoga is about giving that intellect which helps the person to understand the the own self, the Atma Swarup of Paramatma. Okay? परमेश्वर को आत्म स्वरूप से, आत्म रूप से समझ लेता है, जिसको ये बुद्धि योग मिलती है. बुद्धि योग किसको मिलती है? जो अपने को समर्पित करता है भगवान में और प्रीति पूर्वक जो है उसका भजन करता है, और वो तृष्णा रहित, विदाउट एनी desire for any fruits, he does these three things and he gets buddhi yoga. So, understanding gyan, buddhi, the practice which we have seen through the karmas, is maybe tedious for some people. So, this option of being able to devote completely to Bhagwan and to actually surrender yourself, in which ways? In which ways do you surrender to him? By Madgat Prana and by Matchita, by your chit being constantly engaged. Okay, how does your chit gets engaged in him? How does chit get engaged in anything?
Control your desires.
When you of like course, it, that's one part of it.
Like it. When you do anything, always think about him.
Yes.
Single-minded.
When you are doing, anytime when you are doing anything, you can think about it. When do you always think about something?
Like that when you
have attachment. You have intense desire, attachment for that. Okay. When you take all your ashray जो है उसी में लिया है. You depend totally on that thing. Okay. Right? Just asking you to reflect back as to what we have spoken about in the past. Then he comes to this shloka number 11, which we were on last time, and he talks about मैं ये सब जो बुद्धि योग देता हूँ, ये किस लिए देता हूँ, जिससे कि किसी तरह से भी मेरे भक्तों का कल्याण हो सके और उनका जो है भला हो सके, उनका जो है उनको ब्लेसिंग दे सकूं, मैं अनुग्रह कर सकता हूँ और मैं उनके आत्म भाव में स्थित हुआ जो उनमें विवेक जन्य, मतलब जो lack of knowledge related lack of discriminative capability है, उसको मैं दूर करके I light that lamp which is going to give them intellect, intelligence to be able to understand me, the Prabhu. And the lamp he describes. He says that the oil in the lamp is that of your bhakti, of your surrender. Okay, the wick is that of all that which you have done as practices of sham dam, that is controlling your desires and controlling your senses. And then he is, and the basis of which is आसक्ति रहित inner self, अंतःकरण जो है आसक्ति रहित है. And then he talks about protecting it with a lamp is always unwavering only if it is protected, and that protection is being given by constant practice of asakti rahit karma, of not allowing your mind to wander away, and performing meditations which keep your mind focused, concentrated. So by doing this, you are able to protect that particular lamp, that wick, and it does not waver or does not extinguish. ये पूर्ण ज्ञान स्वरूप प्रकाश से युक्त ये ज्ञान दीपक द्वारा मैं सबका मोह नाश करता हूँ. So in a sense, you have 4-5 things which have to be put together in the form, in the nature of this lamp. Okay, so one is bhakti, other is controlling yourself, looking at an environment which is going to be not distracting you, allowing yourself to do to concentrate, to build ekagrata. So then you get that understanding which he gives to you, which is buddhi yoga, the power, the intellect to be able to understand what is that atma. Okay, so this is where we were, in a sense, closing last time. So if somebody can read it in English, it will be nice. Shloka number 11. If you don't have, you have? Please.
Should I read?
Yeah, please.
For those devotees thinking of promoting their well being by whichever manner, to give them my grace, benevolence, I dwell in their mental states of their inner self and destroy their non discriminating illusionary form of perception or delusionary darkness. I destroy the ignorance with the lamp of knowledge by the illuminating, discriminating form of intelligence. Vivek Buddhi Roop, meaning that lamp which is replete with ghee of pure devotion and which is supported by the air of right thoughts to ensure the sense of self or consciousness remains awakened, in which there is a wick in the form of mind with the impressions of methods like celibacy, etc., the basis of which is the inner self without attachment, is ensconced in the cover, withdrawn from objects and protected from breeze of impurity, of attachment and aversion, and who is in constant practice in the form of concentration arising from meditations, ekagrata roop dhyan janit, lit by the light of the lamp of such complete form of knowledge, I destroy their delusion.
So this is the lamp of knowledge which is described in shloka number 11. Any question? We'll have to read that again and again, maybe. Yeah.
What would aversion mean here?
Rag or dvesh. Attachment, rag, dvesh is aversion. So, after listening to what Bhagwan has said, ऊपर कही हुई भगवान की विभूति को और योग को सुनकर अर्जुन बोला. So he has heard Bhagwan talk for these 11 shlokas. What has he spoken of? He has spoken of vibhutis, glories of Bhagwan. What has he spoken of? He has spoken of Ajanma. He is not born. He is an Adi. Been there ever since before anybody else was there. Okay. He is created this universe through Bhrigu and so on and so forth. He is in everything. Mind, intellect, buddhi, shama, satya, shamdam, okay, and so on and so forth. And then finally he is saying that you become Madgat Pran, you surrender to me completely. And he says that you put your mind to me alone. Once you do that, and then you follow the other aspects of discipline and shamdam, etc., I will give you that buddhi yoga, which will give you an immediate understanding of how to understand the Atma, the Brahman. So this is what he has said so far. Okay, in the form of the lamp of knowledge, or whichever way it's been said, precisely in this fashion. So first, he's talked about his glories and his powers. So, what are his powers? He not only has created, which is to say, he has given birth to this entire universe, but it is also that he is running it, which means that there is a tremendous amount of ability which he has got. He can cause catastrophes which are unimaginable. He can cause miracles to happen which are unimaginable. Okay? So all those are powers which we are not even familiar with, which he is often demonstrating now and then. We've seen some of them happen. Okay? So I recall one of them being Ganesh ji is drinking milk
Yes.
some 10 years
Yes.
back, 20 years back.
Yeah.
You remember that episode?
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
very well.
Nobody has said anything about it so far. How could it have happened? Ganesh ji, through his tusk, was drinking milk in many temples, many places.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No, I remember because
That wasn't
I
true.
remember very
Huh?
well.
Was that true?
Well, I went and did it myself. I
No,
can't say.
I went. Actually, I'm very skeptical, but I had a Nepali couple working with me, and they were very religious in this conventional way. So he says, "आपको बिल्कुल विश्वास नहीं है, मैं आपको लेके जाता हूँ." So there was a very old temple over there, and I went with the milk, and
The milk
Ganesh
disappeared.
ji- The milk disappeared, and I looked around. Is it going here? Is it going there?
No, and it is
You know?
not as if it is one temple.
But there was no place for him to go.
Huh,
Maybe
place.
that was a very old
So-
Prachin temple. So maybe
Yeah.
you actually saw it. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I couldn't believe
I've
it.
seen it actually.
And that fellow dragged me, you know. He says, "You don't believe? Someone should."
Yeah, so I'm saying it is miracle. So, and you've seen miracles being done by godmen also. It's not just that we have seen, we're talking about this one. How do they happen? Basically, they are being made to happen by God. by him.
Like that one person who survived the Ahmedabad air crash.
That's a miracle by itself. You're right. We can say that.
He was destined to live.
Yeah.
We can say destined, but it could be a miracle as well.
It is a miracle.
Or tsunami, for example,
Yeah.
or some of these cloud bursts which we are seeing.
Yeah,
There's no sign of anything which can cause these cloud bursts and such havoc, but it is happening. Okay. So, in various ways, we've seen things happen, and we can understand that such powers are there, and we dedicate those powers to that Lord. Okay. So now Arjun is going to ask some questions, and he is obviously so uh, so deeply um, in his deep in his understanding of Bhagwan that he is going to use words which are obviously demonstrating his Shraddha, his Bhakti in Bhagwan. Okay. So in 12 he says, Aap Param Brahm Paramatma, परम धाम, परम तेज और परम पावन हैं तथा आप नित्य और दिव्य पुरुष हैं, अर्थात देवलोक में रहने वाले अलौकिक पुरुष हैं एवं आप सब देवों से पहले होने वाले आदिदेव, अजन्मा और व्यापक हैं. So he is reiterating some things which have been explained by him already, and he has understood those things, and therefore he is repeating them. Okay, but he is repeating also to pay homage to that ultimate which is being presented here, and his devotion, his bhakti is being seen here. Okay, आप परम ब्रह्म परमात्मा है. Param is ultimate, absolutely. We can say that this Atma which is there in us as well, is the same as that Brahma. Okay? But he is that ultimate Brahma in that sense that he is beyond this as well. Okay? Though there is nothing beyond this as well, but he's saying it in that fashion. Okay? That you are amongst the Brahma which we talk about as Atma. In that also you are the ultimate. Okay? Paramatma, that you are that Atma which is the ultimate as well. Why do they say these things in this text is because in some texts people will be using these terms loosely to say something about some type of some facets which may not be truly Atma or Brahma, but they are termed as Atma which has got some ignorance. Agyanvash Atma jo hai. Okay, things like those are taken in certain texts. So he is not allowing them to creep in. Param Dham, you are the ultimate destination. We have our destination here. We take this birth and we say we have created a home in Christ and that's our ultimate destination, but this is beyond that. Okay, and that destination which you possibly can reach after many births, after many such homes and places which you have been to, and that would be the ultimate place which you can dedicate yourself to. Param Dham, Param Tej. Okay, you are self-illuminating and very powerful in terms of your brilliance, effulgence. Okay, Param Pavan, you're so pure that anything which comes in contact with you becomes pure also. Okay, Nitya, eternal. Divya is divine, Purush. Purush is that which is Paripurn. Okay, so you are Divya Purush. Now, when we look at attributes of Bhagwan in shloka number 4 and 5, he or rather, मैं उनमें हूँ. So, is he not there in those things which are not divine, not good? So, he talks about मैं द्वेष में भी हूँ, aversion with the word you used. Okay, so he is in all aspects of things, but here he is referring to only that which are the divine attributes, divine things in which he is going to be seen. Why do we look at divine things to see him? Is because then we are encouraged to do good things, divine things. Follow that. Okay. अर्थात देवलोक में रहने वाले अलौकिक पुरुष हैं एवं सब देवों से पहले होने वाले. So before any of the devas were born, you were there, and you are therefore the Adi Dev. You are the original God, original person who was there, who is basically even the creator of these gods. Ajanma, but born. Vyapak is all pervasive. And we understand that he is all pervasive. It has been explained in all the shlokas in the Sagun category also of chapter 7, 9, and now in chapter 10 as well. And we understand how he is all pervasive from a Nirgun perspective as well. Is that okay? So can we read that in English? Shloka.
You are the ultimate. First, I read this. On hearing the above said glories and powers of Bhagwan, Arjun speaks. You are the ultimate Brahman and the ultimate Atman, ultimate or final destination, ultimate effulgence and purity. And you are eternal, unchanging, and supreme divine being, meaning the supernatural being which stays in the heaven, who was before all gods, hence primordial God, unborn and all pervading. You are the cause of all existence, but exist without a cause. In this way, all the Maharishis, like Vashishta, etc., describe you, and heavenly seers like Asita, Devala, Vyasa, and speak about you. And you are also saying the same to me.
So he is just confirming that what has been said in the text, what has been said by various rishis, and what you have told me is the same. And I understand that that is it. There's nothing else to now look at. I have no doubt about anything which you have, which I am seeing or understanding. So, without doubt, if I am looking at something, my Shraddha is very powerful. My trust, my faith, my Shraddha, my devotion can be, there is no doubt about anything in that. Okay? Yeah, please.
Hey Kesha, I believe the things said about you by rishis and those said by you to be true, Satya, that which cannot ever be obstructed. Because your manifestation or birth is not known either to the gods or the demons. Because you are the original cause of gods, Hey Purushottam, Hey, the one who gives birth and controls all beings. Hey, Lord of all beings. Hey, Lord of all gods. Hey, Lord of the universe. You, by your own self, meaning you know yourself, the Ishwar, which has unsurpassed knowledge, glory, capabilities, and powers by your own self.
Here he is spoken of all the various facets of Ishwar, and he has said that I understand that you are all powerful, you're transcendental, extreme, superlatively understood in every facet, aspect of you. Yeah, please go ahead. 16.
Hence, you are the only one capable of fully describing your divine powers. By those powers, meaning by the vastness of your greatness, you are based and pervading all the different worlds. Lok. In telling this, you are the only one capable.
So you are the only one who can describe all your powers, all your glories. Nobody else can because they have not seen everything. They are so vast, so in so many places, they are in so many manners manifesting themselves that no single person will be able to explain those powers and glories. Please.
Hey Yogin, constantly contemplating on you, how do I know you? Hey Bhagwan, in which things or objects can you be understood through contemplation?
So, in which objects, in which things can you be understood through contemplation? That's what Arjun is asking. Here, some uh, some people who some commentaries say that this is being asked because he finds that what has been explained as the manner in shloka number 789, where we understood that you have to do madgat pran, which is to surrender yourself completely, or mad bhakti, that is not easy. And to then get to buddhi yoga is not easy. So he is seeking for people who don't have that dedication, that shraddha. How can they see or they realize you or they can focus on you or they can put their attention on you? Because there it was all aspects of buddhi, gyan, shama, shamdam, satya, all those attributes. But we, as soon as we are um, putting anything into action, at that particular moment, we will forget it. कि इसमें भी वही ईश्वर है. So one of the things in the light lamp of knowledge or buddhi is lamp of light, light of the lamp. Confused. Is that उसमें जो जो एकाग्रता है, so he talks about that air which is not going to disturb. Okay, now what is it that is not going to disturb? That awareness which you have constantly that there is Lord in this facet, in this facet, in this facet. Okay, when you get angry, you will forget all that. When you get down to doing something that I want, then I'll forget that I have to ask Him. I have to dedicate my desire, even that desire, to Him. Okay, I'll forget that. So one aspect of it in the lamp is that of awareness, constant awareness that where is Bhagwan, and saying to yourself that Bhagwan is here as well. Okay, and that leads to that aspect of arpan, samarpan. Because if you are going to constantly be only with Him, madmana, okay, if you're going to be constantly only dedicated, devoted to Him, only then that arpan can happen, surrender can happen. Surrender cannot happen because I say it. Okay, when all my energies are only dedicated to Him, madgat pran,
Even if I get anxiety or I get anger or I get fear, it's all dedicated to him.
Correct. Now you understand that if you dedicate your anxiety to him, where will it go?
So it's in the right place.
Vanish. It will vanish. The
But it
anxiety
doesn't
will vanish.
but at least it's
How to do
dedicated.
that?
To be aware of him in everything which he has so far said. And now more of that is being asked for by Arjun. Okay? Arjun is asking to tell him that give me some more of these powers and glories so that I can. Correct? So let's look at what does he say after that. In shloka number 18. In 17 he has said, Aap kin kin bhavo mein, in what all things, in what all nature, in what all attitudes, attributes of things मेरे द्वारा चिंतन किए जाने योग्य हैं. In what all manners can I contemplate on what all attributes, attitudes which you have? Okay. So now let's look at 18. Hey Janardhan, please read.
Hey Janardhan, your yoga, your fame in the form of this lordly yoga, your special power,
Here, this yoga is about the special powers he carries. Okay? Yeah, please.
your special power and glories, please explain in great detail the vastness of things which are worth contemplating upon. The word Janardhan indicates the one whose action is to send. He sends those demons who oppose the divine gods to hell. And it also means to pray for. Most beings pray for prosperity and salvation, both these purposes for which effort is made. Hence, Bhagwan is given the name Janardhan. Even though you
So
have
Janardhan is the person who is firstly sending people away when they're into hell or heaven, okay, whichever place. And second is that he is fulfilling whatever is being desired, whatever is asked for from him. Okay. Now, the uh, uh, biggest thing is the fear of death. Okay, so whether you're going to heaven or hell, you will still not want to die. Am I right? So that death is something which is decided by him. Okay, and therefore that fear of him creeps in only when you have fear of death. So in a sense, therefore, he is controlling and managing through a very powerful tool called death. Right? So whilst death is very positive from a perspective that it continues to give you an opportunity to improve yourself and move towards the goal of liberation in the form which has been given in the Shastras. Okay, but it could also be very problematic because your desires which you are living with here don't get fulfilled, and some of the activities which are of dependencies and various things also tend to not complete themselves. So it becomes a very difficult thing for human beings. So it is something which becomes suffering, it becomes a problem, it becomes something which is feared. भय उत्पन्न होता है. So whilst he is doing so much for us, but death, the cause of fear, is also therefore helping us to become disciplined, also helping us to become focused on something which is beyond what is just being manifested. And that bhaya, that fear, is therefore getting manifested in other things as well. Therefore, through that, it will be in illnesses, in deformities, in various other aspects. So we struggle to keep ourselves in the right direction, even if we are not focused on that which is the ultimate. The entire human race, okay? So we are all looking for some jadi booty, some mechanism by which we can have a healthier life, more longevity, or whatever else. We're looking for something or the other all the time, just to, okay, and keep away from the anxieties of ill health or any such other discomfort which we may be facing. But if we understand that all that is in the hands, or it is there with Him alone, and if I can understand that it is Him alone all the time, then this anxiety, this fear will also vanish. We had a discussion on fear, right? Last Thursday.
The thing with death is the fear
Yeah.
of pain before the death will happen.
Yeah. So every pain is Him itself. It is helping us to understand, give us the right path. Okay. So let's look at shloka number 20. No, yeah. Let's read the rest of the 18 also. Sorry.
Even though you have said these earlier, please say again. For I do not get the sense of fulfillment or satisfaction listening to these statements in the form of nectar again and again.
So though they all sound like nectar to me, I am still not satisfied. I would like to hear them again and again so that I can completely be submerged in them. I can totally understand them. I am fulfilled. I am complete in terms of their understanding. That's what Arjun is saying. Okay. Yes, please.
19. Bhagwan spoke. The distinguished amongst the lineage of Kurus, I will now tell you my divine, those prominent or important powers which are in divine, meaning I will specially enumerate my various prominent glories and important powers. In entirety, they cannot be said even in thousands of years, because there is no end to the vastness or extent of my powers.
Okay. So even if he was to spend 1,000 years and carry on talking about those powers and those glories, they would not finish. So he is going to pick up only those which are the divine ones and those which are important, those which are indicative of his power, and only share those. Okay, go to 20.
From them, listen to the first power. Due to Arjun being the master of sleep, Gudaka, and has a thick crop of hair, Kesh, he is called Gudakesh, hence always in awareness.
So understand that if somebody masters sleep, now sleep could be in the form of deep sleep, it could be just 5 minutes sleep, or it could be just drop in awareness. He is totally aware. He is constantly aware because he has overcome the need for sleep through the abhyas which he has done in the past. Okay, so he is called Gudakesh. And that awareness is what he is talking about as being very important here. Please go ahead.
I, residing in all beings, meaning residing in the inner heart of all beings.
So I residing in all beings. Okay, that I, which is the ultimate I, residing in all beings. Okay, the Parmeshwar. Please, after that.
Meaning residing in the inner heart of all beings, I am the inner Atma or Self. Those who are competent should contemplate or meditate in this manner.
Okay. So Bhagwan is saying that believe that I, the Lord, is in your inner heart, and contemplate on that Bhagwan which is there in your inner heart. Right? Okay.
But those who are unable to meditate on me in this manner, they should contemplate on me as the one dwelling in objects described in the following shlokas. Because I alone am the origin, the beginning, the cause of all beings. Their middle meaning, I am the state of existence and the end of all in the form of their destruction.
So he is saying that the only way to realize me is by meditating on me, which is there in the inner heart, I, that Paramatma, that Brahma, that Atma, the ultimate self which is there inside me. Okay. However, that is not easy for most people. So meditate on those objects which I'm going to talk about in the coming shlokas, and think that I am in them and see me in them, and then do your chintan contemplation on them, because I am in everything. I am in the origin, I am in the birth, I am in the manifestation, the existential operation, management of this entire humanity, universe, and I am in the end as well, causing destruction whenever the time is important or whatever I decide. So, knowing this, anything which is in this manner manifesting itself, understand it is me, which is there in all this. Now let's understand what happens. I am in this body, okay, and this body, I find if there is a small itch, my finger moves to quell that itch. If I find that there is some noise which has come from outside, my head turns to look at that noise. Okay. Anything which happens to my body, like if I'm sniffling, then I'll be uncomfortable. If I'm not having food in the stomach, my mouth is dry, then I need all the time. I am only the body. I'm fulfilling, I'm looking at, I'm seeing, I am noticing, I am thinking, I am feeling, I am following, whether it is my feeling, mind, thought, my desires, my whatever. They all pertain to one thing, which is my body. Okay. What is he saying? He is saying, look at that Atma and only focus on that. And if you can't do that, then focus on me, which is because you are all the time anyway externally looking at things. Look at our abilities are only if you can look at your inner self, then they're focused inwards. Otherwise, they're only focused outwards. If they're focused outwards, you look at them in all the things which I manifest. You are not this body which has to be constantly looked after, because I look after the body. I look after the thoughts. I look after the mind, the gyan, the buddhi. I look after the feelings. I look after everything. Yeah. So that's what he's saying, and we'll read more of this in the shlokas to follow. And you can have some questions if you want. We have some time.
So, in a way, if we have been afflicted by some pain, uh, we should, in that also, not, we'll focus there only. So, we should, in that pain also, just
See it as,
see it as his,
yeah, his being there.
and not work for its cure,
No,
or I mean,
that
it'll
working is also being done by
because then we are all
by
only,
Ishwar only.
so we are only concentrating on that pain. So a physical pain, and then the cure will come by itself, or we have to work for it.
So
You have to make an effort.
when you make an effort, that effort is also made with his help.
Suppose it doesn't get better then.
That's
Then
his
you
will.
again work.
So how do you
Again,
think then?
again, it is because of God.
And then simultaneously you
You
look
have- you
inward
have to be
also.
patient, or
You have to just stay focused on God, Him. Don't let your mind get to things about what will be happening maybe 30 hours from today,
worst case scenario.
or 1 hour from today, or just now. This is what God is saying, and I'm doing that, and I'm trying my best. What will happen is also going to be taken care of by Him. I am going to be with Him in any case. Whatever it does, it'll be for my benefit. He is still looking after me.
You have to focus on that.
And because
Keep
that will give
trying,
you
but with the faith.
with the faith, the
Surrender
trust, the
yourself to
Shraddha,
God.
total Shraddha. Then your mind will not get anxious. It will not go into anger. It will not go into aversion. It will not go into intense desires.
But suppose you have this is just a question. Suppose you have two things, you have two options, and you have to choose one, and you're confused and you don't know what to do. Then how do you think? Okay,
There are many ways.
I mean, if with in this way, like focusing on God, asking Him for His help to choose.
If the path leads to Him, then the choice is clear.
Both
No,
lead to Him then.
No, I'm saying both are. I mean, it's in the real world. It's not in the. It's something which you have to do. Like say there's a road in front of you. You have to. There's either you take left or you take right.
You do that.
See, but you have to follow what you
Whatever,
think is correct.
whatever you have thought, you
So then how
follow.
do you use this
So
model?
you followed that, and you've dedicated that thought to Him.
So whatever choice you make, you dedicate it to Him.
Right.
Like He's guided you in making that choice.
Absolutely.
That's okay. I mean, that's how you.
Yeah.
So the choice has to be made by you,
Yeah.
but you can.
As
think
soon
that
as you
He's guided
dedicate
you.
it to Him, then you say that it is not just my choice. I'm dedicating it to you. So I have not used my ego, so to say, that I took the right decision. I took the right choice, made the right choice. Okay? Or I did it, or something like that.
As she says, there is pain. So what do we say? We dedicate that pain to. I mean, what should be the
This
thought?
pain has been given by you. It is because of the karmas which I have done in the past. So it has come to me. Now I am leaving it to you to help me find a way to get rid of it.
And that's the time when anger and anxiety can come.
That's the time when
Then anger and
less
anxiety can come that and
Anxiety,
after that if it doesn't get okay,
helplessness,
why am I
some kind of
suffering? So then even anger and anxiety I dedicate to you.
yeah, in a sense, it will not come firstly.
Huh?
It will not come firstly because I have said it is because of my past karmas that it has come.
हाँ, but दिल तो बच्चा है जी.
हाँ.
Dill like understands. But
Now you have to make it understand. So one of the commentators says that we follow our feelings. Okay, but what Bhagwan is saying is follow what the Shastra is saying. What I am telling you. Don't follow just your feelings.
That's the practice. Train the mind not to follow the feeling. Keep trying to go there. Keep trying to go there.
Yeah.
That's the practice.
That is the Shamdam, no?
Shamdam.
Actually
To go
speaking.
where?
We can
Go
pray
there,
for help also. I mean, say for example,
Certainly.
I
Always
have
think of God.
anxiety. I can recognize I'm anxious, and so at that point in time, it's
I can
okay if I
pray.
praise, yes.
Yes.
Like, Lord, I am so anxious, but please help me.
Yeah.
Calm me down.
Yes, yes.
In that process,
That
what
What
is
did you mean by
also
go there? You said don't follow the feelings, go there. What did you mean by there?
What I mean is, what she's saying is that when I'm being driven because of my paragraph by anger and anxiety, knowing कि क्या सीख रहे हो, क्या believe कर रहे हो, फिर भी उधर जा रहा है, then I have to keep saying, God help me, I surrender to you. If this is you, your fear is
You're
also
giving,
I'm giving to you, anger I'm giving to, keep trying.
The outcome of the karmas you have done have been given by you. So let's understand that very clearly. जितने भी हम कर्म करते हैं उसके जो फल मिलते हैं वो उसके विधाता भगवान ही है. ठीक है. यदि वो भगवान ही विधाता है तो उन्होंने ही वो पेन दिया है, किसी लिए दिया है, नहीं समझ में आता हमारे को, तो हम कहते हैं कि हम प्रार्थना करते हैं कि किसी प्रकार से हमारा निवारण करें.
the point I was trying to make was to go where? To go from a state of being afflicted
Anxious and
to
fearful
being a
to
state of being an observer.
of
So hey, hi pain, hi, okay, you come back again. Like, you talk to the pain, you talk to the feeling, and you say, okay, there you are, I recognize you. Basically, you recognize and observe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is one trick that I have certainly learned, is to zoom out and observe from the point of an observation, not from the point of a sufferer. So when you start observing and talking to those pain, and then the prayer comes in the middle to say, okay, now I cannot deal with you, so here is a prayer for you. Go away, take it away, whatever. That is an easy one to say, to change your state immediately. You start observing the phenomena which is acting upon you instead of getting caught into the situation to say, oh, I am getting impacted and this and that.
Getting caught in the drama.
Yeah, so as soon as you say,
Emotional drama.
as soon as you say that I am not this body, the pain is in the body, you have removed yourself and you have become other than the body. Okay, which is what you are saying can be called Sakshi or an observer. Okay, which is the technique which is being also used here. Okay, that's how move from being centered just around your body and your thoughts. Okay, move out of it. You have to हाँ? नहीं डाइवर्ट नहीं करना है, हमारे को वो पर्सपेक्टिव लाना है, वो एकाग्रता लानी है जिससे कि हम अंदर जो हमारे आत्मा है उसको हम पहचान सकें, उसके ऊपर जो कवरिंग है उसको हम हटा सकें, उसके ऊपर जो अंधकार है उसको प्रकाश में कर सकें. वो एकाग्रता तब आएगी जब हमारा मन इधर उधर नहीं भागेगा. पेन है तो उसमें भी नहीं भागा, उसमें भी जैसे कह रहे हैं कि बी एन ऑब्जर्वर, नहीं भागा उसके पीछे. बट वेयर शुड इट गो? Mind still has to go somewhere.
It has to go to the right place.
That right place is the inside place which you will not be able to take it to. So you take it to Bhagwan in all his glories, in all his objects. That is what is being said. Simply speaking.
And we can do it 15 minutes at a time. अगर मन नहीं मानता तो, है ना?
Meditation is a small way to start. Usually, I mean, whatever I have heard and read, people live with that frame of being an observer. If you can do that, then you certainly transcend. 15-minute meditation is a way to practice that.
Yeah, but just an observer is not enough.
It's not.
Have faith in that.
Then to move from an observer to Bhagwan or to God.
Yes, for sure.
And this also means that if you get pain, then you're not asking God कि आपने मुझे ये pain क्यों दिया?
क्यों दिया? हाँ.
Right? See, that can be the other approach. कि you're angry, you say आपने क्यों दिया मुझे ये
I
pain?
have said that it is because of my own past karma.
Accept.
But
But you have to accept that.
so first you accept that. And you say that this has been given by you as a consequence of my own karmas. So I have accepted that he is the Vidhata. Okay.
Don't ask why. Just accept that.
No, that is how it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
And don't blame God for that.
And don't blame or get angry,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Don't blame and
Small
get
Just
question.
accept.
Yeah, Ram.
We seem to get engaged with the question, there is pain, so how do we manage pain? I never hear the question, how do we manage joy?
Yeah.
That's easy, I
That
guess.
you forget.
That we take it for granted.
So the same thing, that joy, if we are not understanding,
Because joy also comes from somewhere.
if it is coming from somewhere, it is a consequence of some action. And understand that.
That's
And it
our
is
dharma.
also been gifted to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
It's come as a gift to you
Yeah.
from him who is the Vidhata.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that somehow in our approach, we have questions.
Care and
And
gratitude.
giving the example of the last 10 minutes, we seem to be concerned only about what bothers us and not what gives us joy. And there is a balance
Very good.
everywhere.
Yeah, very well.
Should we not be looking at, is the half cup full or half
Yes.
That's what he taught.
So it is in all facets. It's on all facets. So even if it is not joy,
Recognize that there are both.
there is no pain.
He's giving us both in some greater or lesser manner.
So when we get joy, we are supposed to, we say
Also
gratitude.
Thank you.
and
Yeah. And we
Understand
thank God.
that.
Shukrana.
That will help us to understand how to manage the pain.
That's what
Also-
we say.
And you think of your joys when you get pain.
A lot of businessmen, because they have seen the ups and downs, then you say, oh, you're doing very well, they will say, नहीं भगवान का है. Because they know themselves कि भाई पता नहीं कैसे पैसे आते. So then they attribute joy also to God, success. Yeah.
Certain deal break comes through, or deal comes through.
Comes through, correct. Exactly.
You don't know how it is
Put in the
happening.
same effort.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's what you were saying,
That's
na
true, you
samata,
put in the same
rag
effort.
and dvesh. दोनों में
So
सम-
even in
that's what
Samta,
he's saying.
even in Samta, he is there.
Mhm.
Even that I am dedicating and arpaning, I'm doing the surrender to him.
तो इसमें भी आ जाएगा
हाँ, उसमें भी हम आ जाए
spiritual
कि मैं दोनों भावों में समता समता.
वो भी भगवान ने दिया, ये भी भगवान ने।
Now, there are certain concepts which are emerging from karma, the karma yoga, okay, and the certain concepts which are coming from bhakti. So there will be certain overlaps and there will be certain interactions. So we will try and configure or figure them out as we go along. But what the sequence is really that karma yoga is giving us the opportunity to purify ourselves. चित्त शुद्धि के लिए कर्म करते हैं. ठीक, उसके बाद में भक्ति उत्पन्न होती है. भक्ति के द्वारा बुद्धि योग प्राप्त होता है, जो यहाँ पर बड़ी क्लियरली दिया है. कहीं पे भी कर्म जो है उसके द्वारा ज्ञान बुद्धि योग नहीं मिलता. ओके, एंड दिस हैज टू बी रिमेम्बर्ड.
मीनिंग इमोशनल मैनेजमेंट के बाद ही बुद्धि योग मिलता है, राइट?
नहीं, पहले कर्म से चित्त शुद्धि से सपोज
कर्म
I am not a person who is bhakti oriented.
अच्छा कर।
Okay, I am a karma oriented person. So I'll do karma. And I'll do karma in the fashion that it purifies my inner self, which is आसक्ति रहित कर्म ईश्वर अर्पण बाद में आएगा. ठीक है. And I become, I understand that the world, in this world, there is only that which is important, which is the ultimate, and therefore now I should dedicate myself to that, devote myself to that. तो भक्ति उत्पन्न हुई. भक्ति किस प्रकार से उसको मैनेज करूंगा, जो यहाँ पर लिखा है जैसे शास्त्र में बताया, उसके अनुसार फिर बुद्धि योग भगवान देगा. When you are ready, which is basically that intellect, that capability which will help you to understand that Atma. Something more will be given in further chapters on this, but this is the broad principle which we are talking about. Okay. To understand that I am Brahma, how do I get to that is the objective of this particular reading this Gita. Right? It is not just to say कि I can now get rid of my anxieties, or be offering gratitude because I'm full of joy. But yeah.
कर्म तो करने ही पड़ेंगे और कर्म में ही आप
कर्म, उन कर्मों के द्वारा ही चित्त शुद्धि
चित्त शुद्धि
शुद्धि के बगैर बुद्धि योग नहीं।
उसके बिना भक्ति जो है वो, हाँ,
बुद्धि योग
Sorry, भक्ति जो है उसके बिना भक्ति जो
चित्त
है
शुद्धि के बिना भक्ति जो है वो पूरित नहीं होगी, वो आधी रह जाएगी, वो अज्ञान जनित रह जाएगी,
and चित्त
ज्ञान
शुद्धि
जनित नहीं। हाँ, और चित्त
चित्त शुद्धि means
प्यूरिफिकेशन ऑफ इनर सेल्फ।
inner self.
कर्म योग से चित्त शुद्धि कैसे बताइए, कैसे
आसक्ति
हो रही है?
रहित कर्म,
आसक्ति रहित कर्म कर रहे हैं, मतलब वी आर नॉट लुकिंग एट द हल ऑफ दैट कर्म,
Not attached.
राइट? वी आर नॉट अटैचिंग, हम कर्म कर रहे हैं बिल्कुल सच्चे मन से और फल की चिंता नहीं कर रहे हैं, उससे अटैच नहीं हो रहे हैं। उससे कैसे चित्त शुद्धि कैसे हो रही है? सच्चे मन।
Because then you not want
Try.
anything.
try. So when you do that, you understand that I have not created a desire for the action which I am performing, because the desire is for the outcome of what you are doing as an action,
राइट,
for that outcome. मेरे को ये मिलेगा इसलिए मैं ये काम करूँ,
वो डिजायर मैंने,
तो मेरे को ये मिलेगा वो मैंने छोड़ा।
ठीक है,
ठीक है,
ठीक है,
उसमें दो चीजें हैं, एक तो जो आउटकम है उसमें अटैचमेंट है, आसक्ति है, और दूसरा है कि वो डिजायर जो फल है वो फल ही मेरे को नहीं चाहिए। हाँ, एक तो मैंने फल का त्याग कर दिया,
ठीक है,
दूसरा मैंने उसकी जो आसक्ति है, अटैचमेंट है, उसका त्याग कर दिया।
My practical example, मैं पढ़ाई करती हूँ to get 100%. So one is to get the 100% and one is to want the 100%. Detached from both. That's what.
Now, when you have therefore got detached from that particular outcome, then you are focusing your attention only on performing,
On the effort.
on the effort.
राइट,
Therefore, your effort is superior. It is not getting distracted
राइट,
by the outcome. मेरे को 100% मार्क्स मिलेंगे, मेरे को शाबाशी मिलेगी, मेरे को डैड जो है मोटरसाइकिल देंगे, मेरे को ये होगा, मेरे को कॉलेज के अंदर इस तरह सेलिब्रेट करेंगे, मेरे को गोल्ड मेडल मिलेगा, मेरे को न्यूज़पेपर में जाऊंगा।
वो नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है।
I just want to do my best.
हाँ, all
But
that
your
is
best
gone,
The
and
best
your
is to
mind
put
which
together
Admission somewhere.
No, the best is I just want to put in the best action that
So I
I
just
can.
want to come to चित्त शुद्धि through this. तो क्या हो रहा है, ये सब चला गया, so I've given my best to that कर्म.
now what will happen?
Now, then,
When you get the outcome, you are equanimous,
ठीक
right?
है,
You have no great loss which you have suffered.
right,
You have no great something mountain you have climbed and said hurrah, hurrah, whatever else. You are just normal. You are actually therefore becoming sublime. You become humble in whatever has happened. You also know that, start realizing that it has not happened just because of my effort. Okay, it is happening by itself, or it is happening because of the grace of God.
correct.
It's happening by itself is a very easy way, even if you don't want to attribute it to God at that moment.
But can't you give yourself credit? Like suppose you are focused on just doing the effort, working the hardest you can, not for any exterior goal, just because you want to do your best. If you feel good about that and say, "Oh, I did that," is there anything wrong in that?
No, that is the first stage.
Huh?
That is the first stage.
Yeah,
I did well,
yeah.
and I am happy about it.
I'm proud of myself.
No, I use the word happy instead of pride, okay, because I wanted to make it a little,
Okay.
okay. So I'm happy about it. Now, how do I manifest it?
That's
Do I
fine.
carry it as a chip on my shoulder?
Just
No.
a quiet, good feeling inside.
That's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. But if you carry it as a chip on the
And
shoulder,
show off about it.
then it's a different.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm happy about it is different from I'm proud about it. down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
Just
distinguishing.
feeling good inside yourself that you did something well.
Right? Why not?
That's a good feeling.
Then if you're feeling now that's you're feeling good about it, you're feeling happy about it, then you got attached to the outcome, na?
In a sense, yes.
In a sense.
In a
So
sense, but
that's what I'm trying to see. So you, I mean, and
But-
obviously you worked hard. You want to feel good. You want to feel happy.
to feel happy or good is not a bad thing.
Right.
Okay, it helps us, it motivates us to do better
Correct.
and do more things.
Correct.
Okay, but to only dwell on them and to get stuck to that is not a good thing.
Just be happy and forget about it.
At all.
Be
Don't
happy,
show off about it.
Don't show off.
Or
don't
to
be
say that
egoistic.
I am so happy. Next time when I go to the next examination, I will, because I want to attain
And
that same
don't
happiness.
compare with anyone.
And recognize that though you worked hard, it was His grace.
Correct.
You couldn't have done it alone. But अब ये अगर सोच लिया तो चित्त की शुद्धि हो गई.
ये तो शुरू हो गया ना, शुरू हो गया, शुरू हो गया ना, and you see the subtlenesses which are starting to emerge. It takes time because we cannot say that I have come into this birth where karma is my only mode of operation, and tomorrow I will be realized. It will not happen. Only if I've taken the birth in the other mode, which is the mode of, let's say, Shankaracharya or other such Ramana Maharishi and others, that I can say that. Here I drop out of it and I'm going to realize myself.
Suddenly the idea Chit Shuddhi Kya Hai has appeared because of all this discussion. Could it be this that Chit Shuddhi is less and less of I?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
It will start emerging.
That's what I'm saying. It's just less of
It will
I
start
and
emerging that way.
Understanding is grace.
Yes.
हाँ.
है ना? Understanding is grace that वो ही करा रहे हैं सब कुछ. You may be the doer or whatever it is,